Hi Remi, and welcome in your SEO Spark video audits. First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share your audit with my community. It means a lot, and I'm sure I'm going to bring a lot of value for you and your website. And yeah, I'd like to say that I had quite some fun working on that project. Why? Because it's a personal website. You are like an Azure architect, you are a consultant, a senior software engineer. So there's a part about personal branding, but also how to help you leverage SEO to sell actually your digital product, right? So that was pretty cool. So yeah, let's dive into it. All right. So I've tried to think it through and think of the main SEO pillars that could bring the most value for the current context of your website. And the one I've found are keywords, on-site SEO. I'm going to explain to you later what it is, technical SEO, and net linking. So now let's start with keywords. So the first thing about keywords, I've realized you're already ranking for quite some good keywords actually. Not ranking top 10 ranking on the SERP, but top 40, which already a good signal because this means that Google is associating your website with the right keywords and the right industry, which is great. Such as, for instance, AKS Terraform, AKS Private Cluster, and so on and so on. So which is a great start, right? And right now, I like to focus on one keyword being bicep versus Terraform. Why? Because this one is pretty interesting. Let's take a look at it. As you can see, we have some volume, 200 volume research per month, which is quite good, taking into consideration that it's a niche topic with high intent. So it's very good and with a very low keyword difficulty. It's only 2 out of 100, which means it's on the paper, theoretically, easy to rank on it, right? And you are already in the top 40. And what's interesting for me and surprising is that you are ranking on this keyword on your selling page, the landing page where you are selling your course, right? So my assumption is that you have not even optimized that content to rank on that keyword, right? If we take a look at it, even if I just search bicep versus, I'm not seeing the keyword not even once on the website, right? So I think it's not optimized at all for that, but you are still ranking. So this is a great signal. And what I think you should do actually, my first recommendation for you will be to create a pillar page of bicep versus Terraform. Why? Because you need a page that have been thought through from the foundation to answer the keyword intent and the keyword research. Here the user wants to have a comparison of biceps versus Terraform, the pros, the cons, the differences, what should he choose, and so on. So you should really build a pretty high qualitative page that's going to answer to this specific keyword. And I think you're going to rank in the top 5 pretty fast. And on that page, you could easily add a call to action to send them the user at the end or in the middle of that copy to your course landing page, right? Which is this one. So that will be the first recommendation. And actually to add on top of that, this concept of versus, tool 1 versus tool 2 is a pretty powerful concept. Why? Because usually when you find one, you realize that there are many behind it. So my second recommendation will be really to extend that concept to the other keywords on your niche, such as you can see, Ansible versus Terraform, CDK versus Terraform, AWS, Kubernetes, and so on and so on. You have at least 10 pillar pages that you can create on that context and templates. So I think you should really double down on that and yeah, because this is really a quick win. Why? Because you have qualitative volume, low keyword difficulty, and a template that you can reproduce pretty easily for 10 pillar pages. So yeah, you should really try to think about building that kind of pages. And the last one, speaking of Terraform, so I'd like to introduce you to a concept, a SEO concept called Content Hub or Topic Cluster. So Topic Cluster, I've added in the report some link for you toward the explanation of what a topic cluster is. You can take a look at it, but in a nutshell, it's basically, let's say you have a mother page with child page. The mother page is introducing a topic as a whole, pretty globally, right? At the macro level, if I can say, and then the child page is focusing on a subtopic of that main topic, right? and they are linking, the pages are linking between one another, right? So that's the idea behind the topic cluster. And I think you have like a lot to win to start by creating a topic cluster around Terraform. So I've drafted a first topic cluster. Of course, I'm not the expert, so you can add like you can edit it. I've based that topic cluster on like the keyword research that you have like there are like some volume for each child page, if I can say. But that will be very, very powerful for you. So basically, each point is a page actually. So you have like the mother page, what I call the mother page here, which is Terraform 101. And then you have like some child page all over the place, right? So the idea is to have like the mother page, which will outline all the subtopic and kind of introduce the subtopic without going there in depth into it, right? It's like a global, very macro level of like what's Terraform all about. And then at the child page level, you're going to go in depth in a specific topic, such as understanding Terraform's basics, setting up and installing Terraform, and so on and so on. And as you can see, we are finding back our pillar page from earlier, Terraform versus biceps. And basically the thing is that they are going to link between one another, which means the main page, the mother page, will have a link toward every single child page, and every single child page will have a link back to the mother page and to their intermediate page. So what does HashiCorp do? Could link back to the intermediate one, being introduction to Terraform, and the mother page. So that's how like you also signal to Google that those pages are like a topic cluster. They stand as one. This is a hub, and this is a big hub, which matters. Why? Because it's a very like niched hub for you that is really in line with your set of skills and expertise, right? And this could really like bring up your website authority, relevancy, and reputation when it comes to Azure, DevOps, Terraform, and so on. So I would really like focus on that part first, because you can win a lot SEO wise with doing those three recommendations. And of course, I know like you're consultant, right? So you don't have much time, and time is money, right? So I think you must be thinking like, when will I be able to write that content, right? So that's why I think now with GPT-4, you could leverage like and set up a process that will really ease the process of building content and pillar pages without spending too much time on it. What I will do if I was you, I will try to start with a pretty prompt that you've built that will answer the specific keywords you are targeting to GPT-4, and allow GPT-4 to give you the outline, to give you a nice outline of article. And then that outline, you'll add it in the brief that you're going to send to a freelancer on Upwork, Fiverr or Miles or whatsoever. And this freelancer will basically do like, let's say the first draft of your copy. So at least you'll have like a good thing to start on, and the only thing that will be left to do is like give your review and add your expertise on top of that to do like the fine tuning. And like that, you'll be able like to deploy and go to prod with content way much faster, right? So yeah, that's what I will do when it comes to keywords, right? Now let's take a look at on-site. So everything related to on the website. So globally, to be honest, it's a great structure, right? Your website have a great structure. I haven't found like any big structural issue. And I think you're using the CMS of Kajabi, which I think has been like optimized and thought through to be great performance-wise. The only thing that is a bit frustrating for me is like you only have like 26 pages that are currently being indexed. So the website is a bit small. And I actually have like a personal rule of thumb, which is that Google will kind of respect your website only when you have at least 70 pages that are being indexable, you know? So that's how I see things. That's how I think Google will take you seriously SEO wise. So I will focus on trying to get to that threshold as much as you can to have like 70 pages that are like ranking and of high quality, right? And after that, you got some quick wins that you can already do, such as creating a HTML sitemap. I know you must be thinking it's pretty old school HTML sitemap and so on, but it's working actually. You don't have to do something pretty. You just need to be like your HTML sitemap, such as this one, where you have like a link toward every single page that exists on your website that is indexable. And that will help Google with crawlability to discover all your new page pretty quickly, and you will not have like indexation issue, because the more your website grows, the more you will have issue with the indexation. So that will help a lot. So that's one thing. And yeah, you can add it in your footer, and you could also exploit a bit more your footer actually, because right now you have like a one-line footer. So I know it's pretty. I can say it's pretty actually. It's pretty because it's simple and very efficient. But I think you should really add like, for instance, an additional column which helps you like leverage SEO pretty heavily, because you know your footer is everywhere on your website. So every single time your footer is printed is like one link, right? That is going to be printed toward the links that are inside that footer, right? So so if I was you, I would have like an additional column with, for instance, the most popular pages on your website, and that's where you're going to bring a link toward every single pillar page that matters the most. Like the one we talked about, the bicep versus Terraform, you could have a link toward that one in the footer. The whole topic cluster, you could have like a few child page and the mother page here, you know, and that will like give the signal to Google like, hey, those pages, they like matters a lot. Those are like the main pages that matters the most to me, and that's how like you will skyrocket on a SEO point of view on those pages, because they will be put like on a pedestal by Google basically. So that's what I will do from like an on-site point of view. There are of course like some small fix you can tackle, pretty minor to be honest. Sorry. I'm going to send you the recap, so no worries. But for instance, you have some pages that do not have any H1. So for instance, the blog. If we take a look at this page, the blog homepage. So first of all, UX point of view, when we are on top, we cannot see the nav bar, the header, right? We have to scroll to have the background in white. So it's like, from an accessibility point of view, it's not good. And Google is also taking into consideration accessibility. So you should try to edit it. Yeah, with that being said, yeah, as I was saying, there's no H1. I've run my Screaming Frog technical analysis to find it, but you can also find it by inspecting the code, such as H1, you're not finding any. Or you can also use one of the extensions I like a lot, which is detailed SEO, which gives you like a summary of the page. So as you can see, heading, only 2 heading. By the way, it would be nice to have more heading. And on top of that, no H1. So try to add some H1. So that's one thing. Then you got meta description that are too long. It's actually the same page here. So yeah, you should try to get a maximum of 160 characters per meta description. So this one is fine, but the blog one, for instance, you got like 227, right? It's too much. So you should aim like, yeah, 160 characters maximum, and try to include the keyword you are targeting on this page, right? So that's one thing. Also, you have like, regarding the images, you have some images that do not have any alt image. So it's nice to have. It's not a must-have. It's cool if you want to rank on the Google Images part of the SERP. So yeah, you can have like alt attributes on those images. And yeah, globally regarding the on-site part, that's pretty much it. So I think the on-site would be yeah, the less action you have to take for now. And yeah, let's keep going. Now let's take a look at the technical aspect of it. So regarding the technical ability, so yeah, as I was saying, you have like a great performance website. I think Kajabi is doing things well. So desktop is great. As you can see, the score on mobile is low when it comes to performance, but it's okay. It's totally normal that it's low. It's just one metric out of many, so no worries. The only thing that is like kind of frustrating me here is like what we call the LCP, the largest content painful, which is mostly due here because of your images. So you can take a look at the recommendation. You have like many recommendations you can tackle, but the one I'll focus on, if there's like one thing you should focus on, is like compressing the images. For instance, the background image here is like 700 kilobytes, and which is the image above the fold on the home page, so which is loading directly, which is causing performance issue. So if I was you, I would compress it as soon as you can. This image, pretty simple to do that. You can use like tiny JPEG, add the image, and it will compress it. Compress it as much as you can. Try to get to 200 kilobytes, and that would be already great. And also, I think you should basically lazy load the images below the fold. For instance, this one and this one, and so on and so on. Actually, all the certificate, right? Which I think are here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, auto certificate. You can just add like a lazy load. I think right now it's auto, but just put that one as like lazy, and yeah, that will already help a lot the performance. So that's pretty good. So also like technical should not be our focus for you if I was you. And the last point being net linking. Regarding net linking, so this should be one of the focus to be honest, because I've realized you don't have like any backlinks so far, as you can see here, which matters a lot. Like yeah, we will not gonna lie. When you do everything correctly when it comes to on-site SEO, on-page keyword and so on, the thing that Google we're going to use to differentiate you with another website is like the backlinks, mostly your reputation, the popularity and so on, which is translated by backlinks. So yeah, if I was I will definitely like tackle the net linking more, not more seriously, but like put some effort into it because the impact is real. So here's a few like quick wins, recommendation, things that could help you a lot with backlinkings, starting with Haro, Haro. Long story short, it's Helper Reporter, which is a platform, a marketplace that is making a relation journalists and sources. And it's totally free to subscribe. So you can subscribe as a sources and you'll say like, hey, I'm interested in this topic, like Azure DevOps, cloud, and so on and so on. And every time a journalist, a well-known journalist, is looking for a quote in a specific topic that you have subscribed to, you'll get an alert directly in your email and you can send your quote about that topic. And the journalist can use your quotes in one of his articles, and that's how you end up like in articles such as on Time, Insider, Chicago Tribune, Fox News, and so on, which are like pretty high qualitative backlinks to have because they have like crazy authority. So that's a quick win that could really be like, yeah, like compounds your SEO efforts. So yeah, that's really something that you should take a look at. And then Medium. Medium basically, so I think you should know Medium, but basically you can write article over here. And what I will do, as it is like also a website with a very high domain rating authority, you could basically repost one of your articles from your website here. For instance, the Terraform versus Biceps, you can repost it under your account, and at the end of it, just say that, hey, this article comes from originally from Remi Solutions and so on and so on, right? And this will give you like a free backlink. You can do that time to time, and that's a great quick win to start having like your first backlinks, right? Another quick win regarding backlinks is social listening and interaction. So I've realized that Google is actually taking into consideration more and more, I think, everything related to social networks, social media, even if the links are no follow on that. So it's something you should take into consideration. But here the topic with F5 bots is basically to set some alerts. It's free also to use. You can set some alert on specific keywords, topic, and every time someone is mentioning it on the web, I think F5 bot maybe focus on Reddit, Hacker News, and Lobster. Every time that topic is mentioned, you're going to get an email. You can decide if you want the email to the alert to be like monthly, weekly, daily, and yeah, it's pretty powerful because you can reply quickly and you either getting a backlink because you're adding your website below it or replying on the topic, and so the person will discover your website. I mean, it can be helpful for SEO, but also like for your customer acquisition for your digital products. So pretty powerful. And yeah, with that being said, the old strategy, if I can say, which is to buy links. Obviously, Google is not recommending that one, but everyone is doing it because that's the business, right? So what I've done, I've just extracted a few backlinks from your competitors. That's basically your competitors getting backlinks from those websites. So it might be nice to reach out to them, to those pages, those backlinks. Like, hey, would you be interested like to do like that I do like a guest post on your website, if I can include a link back to my website, stuff like that, or be direct and ask to buy a spot on their website and like what will be the price and so on. So yeah, I have not qualified the extraction. I've just took what your competitors were getting. But you can also hire someone on Upwork that will try to do the backlink for you. But be careful with that because there are like a lot of scam. So always double check and make sure that the person is legit. And when it comes to backlinks, mostly what you need to look at metrics wise, you need to make sure that the website is getting some traffic. I'll say that the domain rating is like above or equal to your website. By domain rating, you can go on Ahrefs Authority Checker, for instance, to know your domain rating if you don't have a specific tool. So right now your website is pretty new, so you have a pretty low domain rating. But if we take like a website of mine, for instance, you will see a number, right? Oops. So you can see 27, for instance. So for instance, on this website, my game will be to target backlinks on websites that have 27 as DR or more than that, right? So yeah, that's the thing in a nutshell. And also, obviously, sorry, almost forgot the most important one is like try to buy backlinks only on websites that are within your industry. So like tech, cloud, DevOps, and so on and so on. The more it is niche, the better, basically. And obviously you can have like a whole strategy about backlinks if you like hire a SEO expert that will really analyze the keywords, the anchor, and so on. But mostly that's the idea. That's the idea. And yeah, as a rule of thumb, I'll start by getting, if you have to buy like 100 backlinks, sorry, 70% of them, so 70 will be going to the home page and 30% on specific targeted pillar pages. For a beginning, that's how I will play it. So yeah, that's it for netlinking. That's it for netlinking, which lead me to conclude this SEO audit with like the TLDR on what I will do and focus on by order of priority. This is really what I will do if I was you. I think you got like some really a real potential here, like to make some business improvement and SEO improvement that will have a real impact on your digital products amount of sales, So yeah, that was it for me. I hope you learned a lot and you see the value that those actions could bring to you. And I remain at your disposal if you have any question. Thank you.